Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Farce, where we review and discuss your and our favorite comedy films. This is the world's first and only combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer of Chilean descent that currently resides in Southern California. No need to call anybody. I was born in Fullerton, California at St. Jude Hospital. Also with us, ladies and gentlemen, in the world famous juggler, Greg Larson in the Northern California Bay Area. How you doing, Greg?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself, Ozzy?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Also with us, ladies and gentlemen, Flesh Room producer Todd. How you doing, Todd?
Chilling. Yeehaw.
Yeah. In honor, of course, the film we are reviewing and discussing today, the cinematic iteration of the Dukes of Hazzard, which was released in 2005. Todd, do you have a trailer available?
Yes, we do.
The countdown has begun to the movie event of the summer, and it can only be described with one word.
Y'all think you can catch me now? Find the Dukes.
You better be reading my name tag, friend.
I noticed your initials were double D.
How about special, sir?
Come on out with your hands up!
I never get tired of hearing him say that. I'm Mr. Ichinawa, and this is my colleague, Yoko Takanoshi.
Konnichiwa. Right on. Are you Japanese?
We converted.
What is this place?
You guys go to school here?
No, but do you have an application?
This is probably made from Australia.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie. That's what they say there.
Okay. Oh boy, I'm gonna get fired.
Where's Boss Hog?
At your farm.
Thank you, Enos.
What, you some type of pimp?
I have $100 for whoever knocks him out.
Don't you know you're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day?
I think you got some of the finest muffins around.
Jesse, I might just have to warm some up for you.
Oh, could you just wait till I leave?
The Dukes of Hazzard.
That's just a little bit more than the law will allow.
What seems to be the problem, sugar?
I think something bounced up into my undercarriage.
And that was the trailer for the cinematic version of Dukes of Hazzard, released on August 5th, 2005, rated PG-13. We are reviewing the unrated version today with a runtime of 104 minutes, based on characters by Guy Waldron, story by John O'Brien and Jonathan L. Davis, screenplay by John O'Brien, directed by J. Chandrasekhar. I always feel I mess up the name no matter how I say it. It doesn't matter, but I of the utmost respect, of course, from Broken Lizard fame. Initial thoughts on this? I remember seeing this in the theater, and
I have a question before you do initial thoughts. It's kind of going to lead into that. You guys are both a little younger than me. Did you guys watch the series? I mean, I'm old enough to watch it first run. So you just, Greg?
I did.
Not only did I not watch it when I was working on the cruise ship and Tom Wopat came on the ship, I was like, who's Tom Wopat? So
yeah, well, as a late, I guess I'm a later Gen Xer. Yeah, I watched it. One of the earliest Happy Meals I remember is my Dukes of Hazzard one, which was just like the orange like plastic thing that came inside. It was generic, but whatever. I remember that distinctly. Not a show I would go back and revisit, but this is that era, like where we were getting those like Starsky and Hutch and like Charlie's Angels, like these updated comedy versions of those old shows. I was just curious if anyone else going in, like I remember the whole, when we had the fake cousins coming on the Dukes of Hazzard, how that was a big deal. So
now I did end up watching it a little bit. afterwards because I felt I had to after meeting Tom Wopat. But
I feel
we'll
like
say you watched it young.
I feel like it's one if I go back and watch, I'm not gonna like kind of like A-Team, like doesn't. So just was curious before we got it.
Gotcha. What I was about 25. Yeah, I just turned 25 when this movie came out, 21. And this was, I mean, Johnny Knoxville fresh off the Jackass fame, and Sean William Scott fresh off the American Pie movies. This felt like this kind of felt like a movie that they were trying to get people like me. Like, hey, we know you didn't watch the show, but you know these guys, right? They're really funny, right? We're going to put them together in a movie. And one thing that made me really enjoy this movie when I saw it in the theater is this was the first film in a long time, if any, that I could recall that used AC/DC in a car chase scene. Especially Shoot to Thrill, because when I first heard Shoot to Thrill, the only thing I could think of was a car chase scene, and they utilized it here, and I thought that was a great choice. It fit, especially if you like AC/DC, to see that song placed in a car chase scene when you had been wanting it.
It works.
It works so well, and I'm glad they had the sense to do that.
You mentioned the cast you're excited by, and I think you're probably about to get to him right now. Me, I was more excited about the casting of Bert and Willie Nelson in their respective roles.
Yeah,
I mean, because it's like the whole cast for that era is just perfect. Even I'm not a Jessica Simpson fan, but she's like it all. Like the casting, everything was like 2005 peak. Crazy, this movie's 20 years old now, but it is.
It's almost like the group, they understood this isn't the greatest movie on paper, but if we can get a really good cast, it'll work. And that's I enjoyed the cast more than I did the movie itself, like in terms of its story and whatnot. It's very generic, kind of seems like what could be put in a 30-minute episode expanded into 90 minutes, which is fine if you have stuff that works. Like
to be fair, Dukes of Hazzard was an hour show, so.
Oh, okay, well,
yeah,
goes to show how much I know.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but it felt like an extended version of a TV show, but it was filled with humor and had some action in it that kept you entertained. And of course, the familiarity with the two stars of the movie just kind of made people, especially in their early 20s like me, just gung-ho about it, or at least I was. Greg, we're around the same age. I don't know how you felt about it when it came out.
Yeah, I hadn't actually seen this film. Add it to the list. So I've only watched 1 or 2 episodes of the original show, and that was after the Tom Wopat thing is said. So I didn't really know what to expect coming into this on all fronts. Although I still have a critique that is because of the difference of the original in this one. But we'll get to that later. Overall, I was still excited because, like you said, the cast, it's a great cast, and this was an era where soundtracks were also great. So I figured we're at least in for some fun, and it at least delivered on that part of it for me.
That was definitely the one thing I coming going that if I go in wanting a good time, I'm
Hold on, Ozzy, you kind of froze up. Would you repeat that for us real quick?
Oh, I had said what did you say? It just felt like going out of the movie, to me felt like it had a bunch of rewatch value just because of the amount of fun it was. Like, not the greatest film, in terms of cinema standards, but it's a fun movie.
Those practical car chases too are like, you don't see that anymore, and that works. I mean, it helps. The star of the old show was the car. I mean, let's be real, and you get that feel like in those chases, they feel like car chases, not like CGI messes like now.
Right. Did you get a chance to go into your initial thoughts?
I didn't really. I kind of with that opening with the Duke stuff. No, and I was looking for, like, I'm a huge Broken Lizard guy, always have been. So them, being, Jay being in the one in, helming it, and then the cast, I was looking forward to it. And yeah, I think it's a fun film. perfect, but like you said, it feels like a long TV, and that's what it does. It feels like something that would have happened on the show, and it is. It's a simple plot. I mean, you got it has all the tropes from the show. If you're a fan of the show, it works. If you've never seen the show, it would have been funny if like halfway through we got like two other cousins showing up for like 10 minutes and then went back. That would have been a nice little homage, but we didn't get that. Other than that,
so going into these favorite moments, I don't know what it is with me, but it was since the first American Pie that the look of the face of Sean William Scott is to me like the perfect face for comedy. Like, just because he can believe to be angry, but the look he has on his face is just so, I mean, like I hate to say this, but it appears naturally goofy to a certain extent, because it's when Luke Duke admits to him and his crush flirting around with each other, and then he's finding out for the first time, and you just see him stare, and the look he has on his face is, you can believe he's angry, but it's such a unique looking face that it works so well in this atmosphere and environment. And I just couldn't help but stop laughing during that scene. During, I should say, the omission of a line, because it wasn't really, my favorite line wasn't a line at all. It was just the facial expression, what it was. Who wants to go next?
I'll jump in. It's funny because while watching it for the longest time, you're taking your notes and you're saying what's your favorite parts. My favorite part wasn't even a comedy part for the longest time. But then it happened. Willie Nelson in Boss Hogg's car, and those cheesy jokes he was throwing out there that were like such Willie Nelson fashion. Like, I don't want to say what the jokes were just because I want people to watch this movie to get surprised by those jokes. They were so solid, well delivered, and I was watching this at about 6:30 in the morning, and I laughed out loud. I try to contain myself during that time, but like, I could not help myself. It was that funny.
And you feel like they're just the Willie riffing and doing the Willie jokes, and that's what makes it so good.
They emphasized everybody's strengths, it felt like.
Yeah, but I mean, that comes from a good director too. And I mean, coming from an improv group, I mean, or a comedy troupe, still they improv a lot, and it just works. I'm sorry, Greg, were you done?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a couple things. One is what makes me laugh the most, but it's a new one. It's probably for a few reasons, but I really love how they address the flag on the roof when they get into the big because they're unaware. I mean, even back then that was a thing, they didn't want to, but just like like the reactions they get from the racists and the reactions they get from it's just, that whole scene is funnier, and it plays even funnier now with all the nonsense that's going on.
Yes. Yeah.
But
sorry, I was just going to say, at the time of release, that was kind of a thing that people were talking about. Like, it had the Confederate flag on its roof. How are they going to handle that? And the way it was done was perfect.
Yeah. So it's not on them, but I love it when they like blame each other for it. But that's a little bit later on. The part that made me laugh the most this time, there's a few reasons for it. Joe Don Baker, and I don't know if you remember Joe Don Baker, but he's in this and he plays the governor, Jim Applewood. You may not remember him, Ozzy, but he is the star baddie of Joysticks. And in the outtakes,
oh my God!
I know it's
why I just instantly got a headache.
But wait, there's in the outtakes, there's a line that makes
yes, I know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
Every time I look at her tits, she loses it, and Jessica Simpson's reaction is so funny because, I mean, I get it. Then it was a little bit more innocent than now. Now it's like the whole set would
have been canceled, and the movie would have needed to be reshot.
Yeah. So, but I So, like, for a number of reasons, the fact who said it made me laugh because I know how much Ozzy loves the film he's in. So that was like a highlight. So I just had to bring that moment up.
I got you. There are bloopers at the end of the film, so it happens right through the credits.
Which makes sense. Burt Reynolds, Smokey and the Bandit, like that was a thing, and they love
Mm-hmm.
Burt Reynolds. He actually talks about this movie in his autobiography. And there's the scene where they're getting in the fight in the office and the desk, and I think was it Knoxville? I can't remember who's throwing the punch or whatever. But he because he always wanted to be a stuntman. He comes from that mentality, so he's like he hurt himself in the scene. It was really him doing it. So, but yeah,
that's hilarious. Okay, so let's do some critiques here.
All right. Who wants? Yeah, go for it, Ozzy. What do you got?
Well, I was warned about something when there's a 13-year-old in the house, so I have to kind of do a little bit of research before I put on whatever movie I put on, right?
This being the unrated version, was there a surprise?
Well, when I initially told my fiance I was going to be watching, she's like, "Oh, he can watch that, right?" I'm like, "You know what? I'm not sure," because I only remember seeing the rated version. I never saw the unrated version. So I was like, I'm not sure, but we were watching the unrated version, so I don't know what could be in there. And after that, I started to search what's in there. And if you guys aren't familiar, there is an IMDb parents guide. So if you go to an IMDb profile page of a movie, you scroll down far enough, you'll find parents guide or something like that, right? And then it tells you about nudity, profanity, violence, all the fun stuff, right?
But it only covers theatrical, doesn't it?
Yes. However, there was a scene in both the unrated and the theatrical that I think should be addressed in 2025. And that is, it was highlighted in this parents warning that I had in the parents guide. And I got to say, I am actually taken aback that Daisy Duke committed sexual harassment on a deputy sheriff by removing her clothes in front of him without his consent. How dare they? How dare they?
It's understandable. Sorry, Ozzy.
I know he smiled at the end of the scene, but he was forced to smile. Clearly. It's in the script, so he had to do it. He probably had to go through therapy for that.
Yeah,
he might have had a divorce. We don't know. We don't know. But thank God the parent that wrote the comment of Jessica Simpson commits sexual harassment in this movie by undressing in front of a man without his consent.
Technically, isn't she just exposing her bikini? So it's no different than going to see. Now I'm going to get canceled for even defending this stuff.
Oh, you just wait for my complaint, Todd. You'll be all right.
But okay, but you didn't answer the question.
Yes.
So did you watch this with the alone or
no? I did watch it with the fiance. She enjoyed it for whatever points she looked up and to pay attention a little bit. Which this works as one of those kind of movies where you don't have to it's like a hangout movie where you can just hang out with people and watch this instead of needing to pay attention to an epic piece of cinema. So yeah, I saw it with her. What was the concern with that?
No, I meant if you watch it with the kid too.
Oh, of course not.
Okay.
Because with the unrated, once they get into the sorority, she's like, "Well, good thing he's not here."
Yeah, no, that's what I was because we had the surprise PG-13 boobs in something recently, if I remember correctly. I was just curious if this was tipped off ahead of time. There was because honestly, just in the future, just go to Mr. Skin and enter the name and see what pops up. You'll know quicker. Or just message Dan. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, absolutely." And 90 minutes in, you have full top.
I think the most egregious thing recently was when we reviewed Police Academy 3, which was rated PG, but it had a scene with a prostitute, despite them being clothed and undercovers, and the scene was dark, and that put me in a little hot water.
Yeah,
well, not really, but it was one of those "Hey, Ozzy, I thought you said this was okay." It's like, Todd said it was fine. Todd said it was fine.
It's Todd's fault. No, there was one that was full nudity accidentally. I can't remember what it was. But...
Dang, we got to go back and figure that out. Anybody watching would like to point that out for us. We'd greatly appreciate it. You know, it's unfortunate. I'm trying to find the critique here of the sexual harassment comment, but it is, I guess, must be only available in the mobile version for the parents' guide. So continue with your critiques.
Yeah. On that note, my critique is that Daisy Dukes are not Daisy Dukes.
Fair point.
What?
They are far too long. And look, it's sorry to be canceled on this sort of situation, but
he's saying your shorts were too long to truly be Daisy Dukes.
Yes.
We had a whole song about it. If you don't know all the rules, Ozzy, you can go Google it.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna come off as
you didn't watch the show, so it's okay.
I didn't either, but I sure saw some posters in Spencer's, so I knew what they were.
The Daisy Dukes are the jean shorts she wears, and they're a certain size, and they weren't the right size. They were bigger than they should have been. There's a whole song that came out in the 90s called Daisy Dukes that explains exactly what they are.
Okay.
So Ozzy didn't see the show. You get a pass on that.
I did not know what Daisy Dukes were.
Oh, the jean shorts, they tend to be cut like professional wrestlers.
Oh, I see. And the same person who said that Daisy Duke was sexually harassing the deputy also said that her shorts were too short and you could see too much of her butt.
Not in the film.
This must have been some child or some damn Gen Z or something. I don't know.
Sister Catherine.
Yes.
So, okay. So you got so we got the critiques out of the way then. Yeah. We good.
Todd,
we all mentioned ours. Todd, did you have?
Oh, I did not. Mine is better cameos for the Broken Lizard guys. Like two of them got good parts. The other ones, like the cameos, even the Super Troopers joke as the campus police didn't hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that had a lot to do with Jay's mustache, though. It just wasn't right. You know, he didn't start growing it soon enough because it was. I would have taken a fake mustache at that point to make it proper. But yeah, like. I was gonna say Favre got a good part, but yeah, and I forget Steve at the beginning as the son of the girl when they're chasing him in the first car chase. He got a decent one, but everyone else I thought would have rather got some better parts. But and we didn't mention Cooter,
David Koechner.
Yeah, he was great also.
Oh, he was solid.
So. But
I'm unfortunately I don't see the commenter who added the note about Daisy Duke sexually harassing a deputy about revealing her bikini to him, despite smiling at the end of the scene. Unfortunately, so I have no information on that. My apologies. But let's get into the rating of this film. I had a great time with it the first time around. I almost had a better time with it the second time around. I'm a sucker for action comedy movies. And when you can have some stupid comedy mixed with some legitimate car chase scenes that had that old school movie feel of car chase scenes, like an actual car chase, it adds to it. I will say that while the movie itself does feel like an extended episode, it does bring the rating down a bit, but I still think it's a great movie, and I'm still going to put this in my rotation and watch repeatedly. But as a movie, I'm going to give it a 4.
I have a question before Greg goes. Did we do Starsky and Hutch already?
No, I don't think so.
I was going to say, well, I don't want to give away. Like, I think this is a better, I don't even want to call it a parody, but I mean a better modern updating than something like that. Like out of the ones we got in that era, I feel like this is one of the ones that I can rewatch. Like a lot of them were one and dones, but this one, and that's probably the cast, the director, and the crew behind it.
And probably the overall atmosphere of the production itself.
Yeah.
Because with these blooper scenes, you got a sense that everybody had a blast working on this film. I mean, that might have been wrong, but at least that's what was conveyed, or at least that's what was communicated by what you saw. Especially in the blooper scene where where Sean William Scott's like laughing really hard, but he's like trying not to cry or like trying not to laugh really hard, and he's showing me his balls right now. And because you know the history, like he probably is.
Yes. No, yeah, he absolutely is.
So, but I think that level, I mean, to see these specific individuals in a kind of fun movie, where, for all we know, director is just like, hey guys, this is just a comedy based on a TV show. Let's just have fun with this. And that's the sense you got with the movie. So yeah, I mean, granted, it is not a perfect 5 and not as high as a 4.5, but still a very, very enjoyable movie. I highly recommend checking out. Todd or Greg?
Since I was already I'm going to give this one a 4, and I'm going to tell you a little secret. Some people might give the DVD open matte version a 5 because in that version, because it's open matte and you're seeing more than you should in the true widescreen Super 35 version, because you accidentally see Jessica Simpson's boobs in that version. Yes, it's a thing. I do have the full screen DVD. We can talk about that later. But
Why have you not shared this with us?
Because I didn't think about it until
this
right
is
now.
important research,
I would have
Todd.
I would have
supposed to have information.
It would have
all
affected
sorts
the rating.
of information,
It would have affected
visual
the rating.
information.
But now we're just ill-informed with our ratings, Todd.
These ratings are inconclusive. We can't give a fair rating.
We reviewed the official unrated version, which I don't think I've ever watched the PG-13 cut, so I don't know how much I dropped my rating. But yeah, I'm a 4, and there you go. Well, now we got something to talk about.
So this one was a tough one because it was a fun film. Like 100% had a lot of fun. But I was going in, as a matter of fact, before we recorded, I was like, well, is this going in as, a farce episode or our other show Fist? Because it's kind of got a lot of action within the driving. And to me, until the back end of the movie, I didn't find it that funny. It was fun. It was a good story. I enjoyed it. But I just didn't find as much humor until the back end of it. But I had a great time with the film. I definitely watch it again. And I think we're going to have to watch it again now with Todd's.
Yeah.
But I'm giving this a 3.5. Definitely a rewatch.
I know in the last episode we did on next Friday, Ozzy made a comment about Friday After Next not being on Blu-ray. Well, just so you know, Ozzy, either is Dukes of Hazzard. I have this on HD DVD though, but it never made the jump to Blu-ray either, which is one that's weird.
HD DVD, they took a gamble on one of the next gen formats. Nobody took that gamble on Friday After Next.
Well, the time of when it's released, it wouldn't have made sense. So, but yeah,
that movie doesn't make sense.
Hey, save it. Got a few months. You may flip. You never know.
That's right.
All right,
you thought you knew what you felt about Adventureland, but that changed.
This is true.
Yes. However, at the same time.
Okay, Ozzy, save it. I don't want you to.
Okay. All right. Fine. So we have our ratings in, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So getting into the next portion, if you would like to stream this film, it unfortunately does not look like it's I apologize. It is available on Prime Video, Amazon Prime, if you are an Amazon Prime member, as of August 17th.
PG-13 cut, though.
It is the PG-13 version. You can go ahead and stream that. Of course, you can purchase and are the unrated available?
Yeah. We all watch it on movies anyway. So yes, it's obviously available.
Okay. Just based on the research I'm doing right now, I don't see an unrated version available to purchase digitally.
Well, it is.
Okay.
Unless they pulled it off. Now you're going to make me look, because they do pull stuff sometimes. So I'm going to look. Fandango at home. Let's look. Dukes, DUKES. But you could talk while I'm doing it.
I didn't want to interrupt you or distract you.
Oh yeah, it's even on sale right now as of this recording for $7.99.
$7.99, the unrated version.
Yes.
Well, okay. On sale for $7.99 right now via what digital stores that
Oh,
time?
that was Fandango at home. I know Ozzy will be thrilled. We also have the Dukes of Hazzard. The beginning is an option too for the future.
I'll be okay.
The prequel. Oh no, we will definitely be doing the prequel.
Let's not get carried away right now.
Definitely be doing the prequel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this does conclude our review and discussion of the 2005 cinematic version of the Dukes of Hazzard. Feel free to check it out. And if you guys don't have anything else, and I'm talking to the you audience, don't have anything going on this weekend or this week, and you will be in the Orange County area, I'll be hosting trivia this Tuesday at the Rush Barn Grill, beginning at 7 o'clock in Lake Forest, and this Wednesday at the Brewery in Placentia, also beginning at 7. Both are free to play and prizes for the top winning teams. So do you guys have anything else in general you'd like to add before we head out for the evening?
No.
Yeehaw. I don't know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for world famous juggler Greg Larson and Flesh Wound producer Todd, I'm Ozzy V, and we'll see you next week right here on a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Farce.